Peace Collective. What's going on? Welcome to the channel. My name is Milan. I am an intuitive tarot reader and psychic medium. If you guys are new here to this channel, welcome. If you guys are returning, welcome back. It means the world to me each and every single time you guys join. Thank you guys times 1,000 for being here and for deciding to spend your time and your energy here with me in these readings. As you guys know, this is going to be another general collective reading. However, as you can tell by the title, we're going to get into another deep dive today. We're going to look into the energy between Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow, and Candace Owens. If you guys are ever interested in readings that look more into the entertainment industry, celebrity culture, music, I've got an entire playlist already curated. It's called the Deep Dive series, and that's where you guys can find more readings just like this one. Otherwise, this channel does offer love readings. I do live streams every once in a while. I do offer personal readings as well. So if you guys are ever interested in that, all that information is going to be in the description box down below, like always. Just as a quick disclaimer, you guys, this channel is not a fan page, nor is it a stand page or anything of the sort. So everything in this reading is alleged until proven otherwise and for entertainment purposes only, okay? If you guys do like the reading, you resonate, you like the vibes here on the channel, make sure you leave a like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have y'all here, part of the family, okay? All I ask is that you guys keep it cute and keep it respectful. If you guys do decide to jump in the comments, you guys don't have anything nice to say or anything constructive to add to the conversation or to the topic, all I ask is that you guys keep it to yourselves, okay? Again, if you guys don't like the subject matter, you don't like what I'm saying, you don't like what I'm talking about, it's no big deal just to click off the reading, okay? No big deal at all. But we're gonna get right into this, guys. If you guys clicked on this reading, then I'm sure you are aware of who Erika Kirk is and who Candace Owens is. Social commentator, political commentator, if you will. She's been very cozied up to the Trump administration for the last few years, as far as I'm concerned. But her temperature has kind of changed as of late. So Candace Owens is very vocal, very outspoken, very upfront and direct when it comes to her delivery and what she feels and what she thinks. Even when it comes to certain conspiracy theories and whatnot, right? So I do appreciate her straightforwardness and her no bullshit attitude. But I can understand why some people have a particular disdain towards her, right? It's definitely not everybody's cup of tea. And then you have Erika Kirk, who is Charlie Kirk's widow. He recently just passed away, maybe 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago at this point. So it hasn't even been that long. And she's been on some type of press run, it seems like, ever since he's passed. And I get, I posted on my community board, I understand everybody grieves very differently. So I'm not here to point fingers or say, so-and-so shouldn't be doing this while they're grieving, but it is a little weird. It does feel a little weird. It feels a little odd. Personally, for me, as someone who taps into energy all the time, it just hasn't sat right with me ever since. And I did a reading on Erika and Charlie Kirk maybe a month or so ago. It's a little longer than that. You guys can check out my deep dive series and find it if you're interested. But we're going to get right into this, okay? As far as I'm concerned, Erika Kirk did a recent interview and she didn't really rip into Candace Owens, but she made it very clear, I would like you to stop with the rhetoric that she's putting out there, because Candace and Charlie Kirk were actually very close friends before his passing, and she's just been keeping her foot on everybody's neck when it comes to what could have possibly happened or the story behind what really occurred when it comes to Charlie Kirk, okay? We're not here to get into that. That's a whole different story for another day, but just the energy between these two. You've got the widow and you've got the really close friend. So I've got a Queen of Cups here to represent Erika, being that she is a Scorpio. And then I have a Queen of Pentacles here to represent Candace Owens, being that she is a Taurus. I actually thought she was a Capricorn, but come to find out, she's actually has a Capricorn stellium. So she's got 3 Capricorn placements all in the same house. So that's probably why I felt like she was a Capricorn, heavy, very strong Capricorn placements, but she is a Taurus. So we're going to start with her. Okay, if somebody wants to timestamp the reading, you're more than welcome to. Thank you ahead of time. We're going to start with Candace, this Queen of Pentacles, to represent her. We're going to start with an Oracle deck. Then we're going to use the same Oracle deck for Erika once we switch sides, okay? Can you give some clear and concise messages regarding the current energy at this time between Candace Owens and Erika Kirk? How is Candace currently feeling at this time when it comes to Erika? Please and thank you. How is Candace feeling at this time when it comes to Erika? Please and thank you. And I don't follow either of these people, you guys, on like social media or anything like that. I used to follow Candace Owens, but not so much as of today. But I do see her posts and her videos, her commentary, her interviews pop up all the time. So when I do see them, I'm intrigued. I'm interested to see her stance behind it. But let's see. Okay, you've got harmony here showing up. It says balance, peace, and happiness. Okay. And when I'm pulling cards, you guys, for the folks that like to kind of skip or hop around the readings, I'm asking how does she feel when it comes to Erika at this time. And I'm going to ask the same thing with Erika in a moment, okay? As far as I'm concerned, I believe they were supposed to have some type of private one-on-one talk or meeting or something like that, which makes sense why this harmony card is showing up. So maybe this talk, this conversation, this private one-on-one thing between them is supposed to bring some type of harmony or peace. At least that's what maybe Candace is desiring out of the situation. Okay, why is it here, please? When it comes to Candace. What is this? Okay, you have intimacy here. It says mutual respect, unity, and closeness. Okay, it's so funny because I didn't want to say it right off the bat, just starting the reading, but intuitively I was feeling like maybe Candace is trying to get closer to Erika in a particular fashion, maybe not in the best way. Not saying that she wants to be like the best of friends with Erika or anything like that, but maybe there's something here just to get close to her, to try to keep the peace, because you have two people that were close to Charlie in two very different dynamics. So she has some type of respect for her, it seems like. I mean, it's giving very, I don't want to say it like that, but I heard bottom of the barrel. Like the respect factor is there, but it's very flatline. It's not the utmost respect for Erika, that's for sure. Okay, what is this? Why is this here, please? She had more respect for her husband than she does for Erika, essentially. Okay, allegedly, entertainment purposes only. See, why is this here, please? Oh. Then you have time here. Okay, procrastination, delay, and too busy. Yeah, you know what's so funny? I think Candace's biggest problem here, at least from what I'm getting so far, you guys are going to dig a little deeper, but I feel like her issue with Erika is like, this is supposed to be your husband. You were so in love with him, blah, 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 blah. You know, you've been together for years. But with Candace, it's like, what's taking so long, or what's the problem, or what's the delay or the procrastination behind the investigation? You know, why? It's kind of giving like Candace is questioning why isn't Erika, or at least maybe Erika and her team, the family, whatever. Like, what's the delay? Like, why? What's the procrastination? She could feel as though maybe Erika and the people on that side are holding up the investigation of Charlie Kirk's passing. Okay, and another thing too I find very interesting, Erika Kirk, she didn't really wait too long at all to be appointed the new CEO of Turning Point USA. Turning Point USA was, or is, the nonprofit organization that Charlie Kirk owned, but of course now that he's passed, she has become the successor. But when I say like she didn't even wait like a month, it was just an immediate turnover. So I'm sure, you know, not just the general public, but with Candace here too, it's just bad timing, bad optics, you know. It's like she just feels like Erika's timing with things is really fucking bad. That, and also too, I'm seeing here, you know, what's the delay of the procrastination behind you and your cooperation when it comes to this investigation. Now that doesn't necessarily have to make it true that Erika Kirk and her family, the team, whatever, are delaying a process just because they're not speaking about it on social media or podcast, right? But I will say Candace is very, very, very plugged in a lot of different spaces. So there could be a lot here that she knows that's not being said, okay, or put on the forefront for most of the general public to see, okay? But let me get one more on this, please. Why is this here? Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Yeah, this kind of just confirmed what I just said. Epiphany. Self-reflection, answered questions, and untapped talents. Now, this is Candace right here, okay? Keeping her eye on the prize, keeping her eye like very keen to what's going on, and again, trying to figure out or see or find things with a magnifying glass that other people are not finding or not seeing, right? Then you've got family at the bottom. It's like Candace is she may try to like again do this conversation with Erika, have this meeting, create some type of peace or balance and harmony right on the surface, but she's still gonna dig. I feel like she's still trying to dig, and I feel like here with this family card, your blood ties and inner circle, she really genuinely, allegedly, entertainment purposes only, feels as though Erika Kirk and their team, the inner circle there on her side behind Charlie Kirk and all of them, she really wants to have some type of like open investigation on them. Granted, Candace Owens is not a detective or an FBI agent, but I feel like she's making it very clear and very loud, or at least intuitively I'm getting here, that she's not going to just put the magnifying glass down like that easily. You know, we can talk and have coffee, chit chat, bullshit all day. That doesn't change. That does not take my magnifying glass off the situation or the people behind you, though, is what I'm getting from her. Yeah, Candace Owens is something else. And another thing too, really quickly, I'm gonna switch over to Erika, and we're gonna use the same deck, okay? But they actually have very similar birth charts. Not to the T, but they have certain placements that are similar with one another. For example, Erika and Candace, they both have their Pluto in the sign of Scorpio, which is very strong power dynamic, heavy energy around like mystery, maybe even investigative matters, seeking out the truth. Pluto is ruled by Scorpio, but of course you've got your higher frequency version of a sign in a planet in a particular zodiac sign. Then you've got the more negative, darker aspect of a planet in a particular sign, no matter what it is, right? So they both have like this power crave or this power hunger thing with them, but it's shown in different ways. And I think that goes to touch on their moon placements, which are different. Erika Kirk has an Aries moon, again, very heavy power dynamic, wanting to just go in, is very self-serving as well, okay? There is no stopping an Aries moon or an Aries rising, no matter who has to fall, okay, to get to where they need to be at. And then Candace has an Aquarius moon, which again kind of just amplifies that investigative nature, wanting to know answers, trying to find the truth on a more collective stage as well. It's not so self-serving as an Aries moon. I really hope that makes sense. And they both have their, I believe it was their Neptune in Capricorn. They both have a Jupiter placement in Gemini. So they have a couple of similar placements, but those powerful placements, like I said, like an Aries moon versus an Aquarius moon. Okay, a Taurus sun versus a Scorpio sun. They show up in different ways. So the power dynamic though with both of them is very heavy. It's very strong, you know. But I do feel like the power dynamic is a little bit more self-serving when it comes to Erika, and the power dynamic is a little bit more for the general purpose of the collective when it comes to Candace. Okay, I know some people may try to fight me on that, but all you got to do is look it up, the placements in the birth chart, you guys, okay? But anyway, we're going to go to Erika. We're going to use the same deck and get a couple for her, okay? Let's see. How does she feel at this time? when it comes to Candace. And it's so funny because I'm looking at this Queen of Cups and the woman is pregnant. It looks like she's holding her belly. Okay, I don't want to say that. How is she pregnant? Is she pregnant or something? Erika Kirk? Or was she pregnant before Charlie passed? I don't know, but I don't want to get too far into that. But let's see. How is she feeling when it comes to Candace at this time? Please and thank you. Candace. Ooh. Ha. Oh, wow. Okay. I have the Archangel Michael card that just flew out, guys. But it fell out on top of Candace's pile. I'm going to leave it out. I'm going to leave it out on Erika, but it did just fly straight on top of Candace's pile, you guys, okay? But it says protection, prevented from harm, and divine intervention, okay? Archangel Michael, that's the warrior angel. Archangel Gabriel is more of a communicator, the messenger. But this fell out on top of Candace's pile. You know what I'm getting from this, though, you guys? Erika could feel like... Erika could possibly, allegedly, entertainment purposes only, could feel like Candace is getting in the way. Like the card says divine intervention. And again, I'm not sitting here calling Candace some type of hero or martyr or anything like that. Some type of... No. But she could be feeling or viewing Candace as someone getting in the way. Or she could feel like Candace is very protected. Candace is a Christian woman. As far as I'm concerned, Erika presents herself as a Christian woman as well. I have to get more on this because this is coming through either as Erika is feeling like Candace is very protected, either spiritually or physically, okay, maybe even both. Or she could view Candace as someone getting in the way. Oh, wow. Okay, why is this here, please? Why is this here? Archangel Michael, why is this here, please? Exhausted. Okay, you have burned out, burdened, and empty. Okay. And again, guys, when I'm pulling cards, I'm asking how is she feeling or viewing Candace. Same thing with Candace when it comes to Erika. So, yeah, it's giving like, aren't you tired? It's kind of what I just heard. Like, she could be feeling this way internally about Candace. Like, aren't you tired of doing this or doing that? Aren't you tired of investigating or questioning something that you're not getting the answers to? Okay, why is this here, please? And look, you have longing. So here goes that meeting. It's like two different camps having a meeting. Okay, missing you, let's talk, and a reunion. So this could have been Erika who reached out to talk. To Candace. Okay, why is this here, please? And she could just genuinely, again, be kind of tired or exhausted or like a little annoyed by Candace's, constant pushing of the issue. But my thing is like, as somebody's widow, wife, even if they're still alive, whatever, why would you want someone to stop pushing the issue when your husband was literally like murdered in front of hundreds of people? Like, what? Well, technically in front of millions of people because millions of people on the internet saw it. So, Okay, why is this here, please? What is this? You have hopeful. Okay, inspired, optimistic, and success. Okay, so she's viewing Candace as like someone who just, again, keep that magnifying glass and keep her foot on somebody's neck. So she could be viewing Candace as someone who's very optimistic and inspired to get her answers, find the truth, or really get down to the root of this issue here. Oh, I don't even want to say what I just heard. And then look at this. You've got karmics at the bottom. Third party, hater, and lesson learned. What is this? Laughter, happiness, joy, and healing. It's kind of weird because I don't see why Erika could, again, allegedly entertainment purposes only. I don't see why she would feel like Candace is having some type of success or happiness or joy out of this situation, because Candace was already extremely successful. She was already like a top podcaster, streamer, or whatever, right? Before Charlie Kirk passed away. So it's like, why would she be building a name off of him when she already had a name? Like, that doesn't even make sense. That's kind of how it's coming through, but it just doesn't really make sense. Okay. Yeah, she could feel like, aren't you tired of this? You're getting a kick out of this or something, in regards to Candace. Candace, are you getting a kick out of this or something? But with Candace, it's like, no, I'm not getting a kick out of this. I'm genuinely trying to find out, like, what the fuck is the delay? What is taking so long? Why aren't you asking the questions I'm asking? It is a little weird. And she's viewing Candace as a karmic here, okay? I'm gonna get one more on this, and then we're gonna switch decks, okay? One more. How is she feeling in regards to Candace, please? What is this? Oh, here it is. Envy. Damn. I was trying so hard not to say it or bring it up, but I was like, for whatever reason, I get this weird jealousy factor, like a very underlying. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but I feel like it's like, that itch you can't scratch. If you could feel about Candace. But I feel like it comes from a place of almost like jealousy. And I swear I purposely didn't say it because I didn't want to. I just didn't even want to say it, but I feel it, and here it is. Envy. You can't make this up. Resentful, competitive, and discontent. Wow. Okay, and I just said, like, that doesn't make sense. She's not building a name off of your husband's passing. She already had a name. And I don't think that, okay, say for example, like the whole your everyday regular run off the mill journalist, right, versus the new media type of thing. I don't think that Erika really likes or appreciates, maybe even understands, okay, why people gravitate towards Candace the way that they do. But she's genuine, she's authentic. She doesn't give a fuck if people agree with her or not. So the thing with Erika, it always comes off very inauthentic. So I get it. Like, you may have this type of envy or competitive nature towards somebody who is receiving everything that you want without having to work so fucking hard. You get what I'm saying? I really hope that makes sense. Or without having to use her husband's death as a step stool to get where she needs to be. I really hope that makes sense, you guys. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that's the main reason why she could be feeling away towards Candace, but it's part of it, Yeah, today. You have good vibes now and in the moment showing up. Distance, divorce, ghosted, and separation. So, yeah, she's not the biggest fan of her. She doesn't really like her. I also don't think that she was the biggest fan of how close her and Erika and Charlie were, okay? Let's see. Let's get into another deck, you guys. I'm gonna get what's the tea on this, because this feels a little bit more than just stop talking about my husband. We're gonna go back to Candace. Okay, again, I have an epiphany here, self-reflection, answered questions, untapped talents. She feels like Erika and they're kind of delaying the investigation process or holding things up, or she's just questioning, like, what is taking so long? What's going on? And I do feel like with Candace, she has a much higher level of respect for Charlie than she does for Erika, okay, for whatever reason. We're gonna go back to Candace really quick. Read what's the tea? How's she feeling at this time? When it comes to Erika, please and thank you. Let's see. These are two. Okay. Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. You have carless, no car, repo, and car issues. And you have caught a case here. It says sexual infection, sexual disease, or a rash. Now, it doesn't necessarily literally have to be that, okay? But this is giving me like careless. When I see carless, I'm getting drawn to seeing the word careless versus carless. Caught a case. Wow, that's all. I was just asking, like, is she pregnant or something? Erika Kirk. I don't know. Allegedly, fake smile, so she could feel like she's very fake. I don't understand why this is here, though. What is this? I could see, I understand that. Okay, you know what I'm getting with this? Maybe she could feel as though... Erika Kirk she's older than Charlie. I think her and Charlie Kirk were like 5 years apart. And Erika Kirk is older than Charlie. So I feel like even Candace could allegedly, possibly, maybe, entertainment purposes only, feel like, you know, you didn't really care about him that much. You only cared about what was to come afterwards, or what came with being with someone like him, is what I'm getting. Carless. It's like someone maybe who doesn't have a lot before, or didn't have a lot before they got married to this person, but she was already very connected before she even met Charlie. So I don't know, but let's see. Why is this here, please? How's she feeling? Moves in silence. Yeah, so she could feel like, you know, again, what's the delay? What's going on? Why aren't you guys answering the questions that people need and want answered? With this moves in silence card, she could feel like Erika is very secretive, or like there's something behind the silence. Not so much the silence of Erika just in general, because her presence has been very out there ever since her husband passed away. But it's like you're moving in silence when it comes to what the fuck actually happened to him and what was going on behind the scenes. What led up to this, you know? It's kind of like Erika is giving a different story about what led up to those days prior to Charlie passing. And with Candace, it's like she's got a whole different story about the days or weeks leading up to Charlie's passing. So it's giving like Candace could feel like, Erika, what are you so secretive about? Like, why are you answering, you know, A, B, C, but not D, E, F? You know what I'm saying, guys? Yeah, she feels like the silence is kind of weird, you know? Like you're on an entire press run, it seems like. But you're not answering the questions people want and need answered, you know? When it comes to your own husband. But let's see. Let me know more on this, please. How is she feeling when it comes to Erika at this time? Haunted. Okay. You have a stalker? Oh, wow. Okay. Spiritual hater. I figured this was going to come out. Hates on your spirituality, light, magic, and power. So she could feel like, allegedly, she could feel like she's being watched. Okay, I think that's something that Candace has spoken about before, that she feels like she's being watched, or people are kind of after her in a particular fashion. I don't want to get too deep into that. Yeah, so it's kind of, and I just had the envy card show up on Erika's portion. So Candace could feel that too, probably like, you know, are you just doing this because you have some type of envy or like jealousy towards me? She could have felt like that before even Charlie's passing, you know, but, okay, but the haunted card showed up. It says memories, flashbacks, trauma, and side effects. So why is this here, please? Haunted, why is it showing up? How is she feeling? Always partying. Divination abuser. Okay. Yeah, there's something going on here with Candace. It's like she knows a lot of different stuff that the general public doesn't know about. And I have to be very careful because I don't want to like say something and it sparks some type of problem. But again, I'm not here to say how or the way somebody should grieve, but Candace is coming through, like, again, viewing Erika as someone maybe who is holding on to some type of hurt or her trauma with all of this going on, or again, the grieving, the stages of grief. With this always partying, it's like, I think there's something here behind the scenes that Candace knows about that she's not saying when it comes to Erika. That's why she has some type of lower level of respect for her than she does for Charlie. Okay. It's like, yeah, she could feel like she's getting cozied up with the wrong people or something like that, is what I'm seeing here. What is this? It's almost, I apologize that it's not coming through as seamless as I would like for it to, you guys, as I'm channeling. That's why I keep saying, like, there's a lot of stuff here that Candace knows that's going on in her mind, but she can't say, like, or she has to be very careful how she says it. Okay, running. Yeah, it seems like she feels as though Erika is like running away or trying to avoid grief or avoid some type of, again, like some type of magnifying glass or things being pointed more at her, or again, just the Turning Point USA camp. Hooked. I'm gonna go one more on this. Okay, why is this here? And I have caught a case and running. Again, it's like she's viewing Erika as someone who's trying to avoid something here being investigated further. Okay, what is this? An offer. Yeah, so, and again, I see this in this offer, this cup is being extended. I'm reading Candace, so it's being extended to Candace is what I'm seeing. I do feel like maybe the conversation came from Erika's camp. Or at least the offer for it, the suggestion for it. Ooh, bad karma. And then you can't make this up. Cock blocking is showing up. Bad karma, happiness hater. This is kind of strange. Like, she feels like Erika is getting in the way of something. The same way, like, Erika feels like Candace is getting in the way of something too. Okay, I'm going to use the same deck for Erika. We're going to move over to her. Again, I had envy show up, resentful, competitive, discontent. You have Archangel Michael showing up here as well. She kind of feels like Candace is building a name or like some type of bigger brand for herself off of Charlie Kirk's passing, but that literally doesn't make sense because Candace was already like the top of the fucking food chain when it comes to these, podcast streaks or whatever before Charlie passed. So it's like that literally doesn't really make sense. Oh, you got grudge holder showing up. There goes that Scorpio. They both have their Pluto placement in Scorpio, and then Erika Kirk is a Scorpio Scorpio sun. I'm sorry. Grudge holder showing up. Yeah, so she's not the biggest fan of Candace, like, at all. And Erika's the type of person, allegedly, entertainment purposes only, the type of person that will smile in your face today and then tomorrow talk crap about you, or her envy or discontent towards you will start to show up after she was just smiling in your face the day before, What is this? Romantic love affair. Wow. Sex fix and secret lover. So, ooh boy, if you guys have not watched my Charlie Kirk and Erika Kirk reading, that did come up. Like, Charlie, I don't think he was faithful, allegedly, the entire marriage, okay? It came through, he was really trying to work through that or work on something within himself to be a better man. But no, he's got a thing for other women, or had, I should say, excuse me. I mean, that makes so much sense. Like, girl, really? Like, you feel some type of way because you feel like, allegedly, your husband was dealing with her on the side with Candace? Because I don't see that from Candace's portion here at all. I don't see any of that. It doesn't even feel like that. Like, this is giving me one of those things where it's like, ew, Charlie? Like, you know, but maybe she didn't literally feel that way. But from Candace, it's like, what? Ew, Charlie? Are you kidding me? You know? But for Erika, it's like, no, my husband liked you. You liked my husband. This, that, and the third. And it could just, again, doesn't have to be true. This is just how she's feeling, allegedly, entertainment purposes only. Or how she could have viewed the situation, you know? And again, Charlie was, you can watch that reading I did with her and Charlie, but he wasn't always a faithful man. So I could see why Erika may have assumed that between Charlie and Candace. I get it. Oh my gosh. Okay. And there's always that weird thing, you know, I hate to bring it up or say it like this, you know, because I want everybody to watch my channel, whether you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever the fuck. I don't care. But there seems to be that thing, like that underlying, again, that itch you can't scratch. It's like, not that I don't like Candace. She's very smart. She's intelligent. She's beautiful. All this, that, and the third. But for my husband to want or to have or to seek after a black woman, and oh no, you know, it's one of those things. It's just, I really hope that makes sense, you guys. It's like, I would have lost him to anybody else, but to a smart, intelligent, very poised, well-spoken, attractive black woman, oh no. Then you got this, the discontent, the envy, the resentment, you know? Not to say that Erika would have been okay with him dealing with anyone else if they were white, but it just, you put that extra cherry on top, it's like, ugh. You know what I mean? I really, really hope that makes sense, you guys. My goodness. Okay, what is this? Ego. That makes so much sense. The ego getting in the way. Her ego getting in the way of the relationship. Okay, and when I'm pulling cards again, guys, I'm asking how she may feel when it comes to Candace. How is she viewing Candace? So she feels like she has a really big ego as well. And Candace does have a very, like, large personality. It's very direct. It's very out there. So and it fills up a room, essentially. Okay, you're not going to be in a room with Candace and be the bigger person in the room. I'm sorry. It just, you know what I mean? So you can match that, but I feel like when it comes to these two, you put them both in a room, Candace's energy will stand out twice as much than Erika's would, because it's authentic, you know? I really hope that makes sense, you guys. Eyes here, please. Oh, marrying for money in a screenshot. Okay, getting evidence, proof, and facts. And you have marrying for money. Now, didn't I just say a few minutes ago on Candace's portion, she could feel like Erika may have gotten with Charlie to put herself in a particular position, or I don't want to say used him, but pretty much, you know, use the marriage and use her connections to him and his connections to get herself where she needed to be. You know, again, with the carless, aka careless, it's like you didn't have as much as you do now before Charlie, you know? At least that's how Candace could view it. And then you've got the marrying for money showing up. Getting evidence, proof, or facts. But there's like no proof or facts here. And I'm being drawn to the fact that Erika Kirk mentioned in an interview, I didn't watch the whole thing, I saw a clip, but she mentioned how she had Charlie Kirk's phone. Like, why wouldn't the government have the phone, or the people investigating this crime? Why wouldn't they? I guess the FBI, right? Why wouldn't they have the phone? Okay, maybe it was just the time of that interview, I don't know, but And it's like, okay, Candace, you could feel that way. You could say that all you want. Married for money. I use my husband as a stepping stool, blah, 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 blah. You can say whatever you want, but where's the proof of that? Where's the proof in the pudding? Where do you have to prove that to anybody is what I'm getting from Erika. Interesting. Okay. Why is this here, please? She could be holding some type of grudge too. Oh, look at this. And boss daddy. Stable, rich, business owner. And that's exactly what Charlie was when she met him. Okay. And I'm not saying she got the job because of the boss. No, she ended up sleeping with the boss. Okay. Yeah, Charlie. Boss daddy, CEO. Okay. And it's not to say that Erika wasn't established or didn't have anything going for herself, because that's not true. But you went from level 1 to level 5 when you got with the boss daddy. You get what I'm saying, guys? And I also, with Erika too, she could feel like there are people with a lot of money behind Candace. Okay, with this boss daddy marrying for money, she could feel like there's a giant machine or money being pushed into her to push what this rhetoric that Candace Owens is always talking about when it comes to Charlie. When that's not fucking true. I'm sorry, but that's genuinely how she feels, is what I'm getting from Candace. And and you guys can rewind the reading if you need to. I don't have anything here about money on Candace's side at all. Yes, she has a lot of money, but I don't see that being like the influence for Candace here. Okay, well, we're going to get into another deck, you guys. We're going to get right into the tarot and see what else comes out, okay? To me, like, kind of pull together the loose ends here. And that's another thing, too. Yeah, look at this. Photo proof, getting evidence again. So I think with this, with Erika, I'm not saying she's going out of her way to try to find something bad about Candace, but I do think she could feel some type of way, allegedly, or having some type of grudge here that she would like, yeah, if anybody on my team comes across something about her, put it out. Please put it out, but it's blank. There's nothing here. And that does not absolve Candace of any wrongdoing or any type of rhetoric that she spews that may not be favorable or kind or nice. Okay, I'm not here to play devil's advocate or anything, but it's giving like, I have a grudge. I wouldn't mind exposing something about her because she keeps talking about me and my husband, but there's like not really much here to spew about her that Candace hasn't already said herself, That might be why that stalking card showed up on Candace's portion, because it's like, hey, are you watching me or keeping tabs on me to try to make up a narrative about me so people won't believe me or look into what I'm looking into? Candace is very provocative. She'll say one thing and then you got the whole internet roaring trying to find out more about it. So it's like on Erika's side, if they can get the upper hand and create a narrative or something, I don't think it's going too well. Yeah, and then let's do that. Let's discourage the general public from dealing with her. I really hope that makes sense. And as I'm shuffling, you guys saw that I stopped shuffling the cards. I've got dirt digging at the bottom, looking for dirt on you, vice versa, as I'm saying this. And you've got obsessive lover, that's Scorpio energy, in the middle of the deck, okay? Like, that's crazy. Yeah, and look, let's dirt dig. What was she doing in her past? Was she ever using drugs? Was she ever using alcohol? Was she ever caught up on a DUI? Anything you can find, And it's, look, your light irritates their demons. You can't make this up. So she definitely feels some type of way about Candace, and it's a lot deeper than just, well, I want to know more about what happened to your husband. It's more than that. The rhetoric that she's spewing, these quote-unquote conspiracy theories, it's so much more than that. It is so much more than that. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on a moment. All right, my bad, guys. I'm back. But we're going to get into the tarot. We're going to go back to Candace's portion, okay? We're going to use one deck for her, just in case some of the same cards need to show up. We're going to switch decks later when we go back to Erika's portion, okay? This particular deck I'm using It's called the Neon Tarot. It's a little newer. I've only used this a couple of times so far. If you guys are ever interested in tarot, oracle cards, right on Amazon. This is a really nice deck. We're going to use this one and start with her. Okay, if you guys are enjoying this or this makes any sense to you, definitely leave a like on the video. It's absolutely free. Share if you care. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys know, okay? I really appreciate when you guys kind of tie up the loose ends of whatever I might be missing, okay? Let's see. What is this, please, when it comes to Candace, or how she's feeling at this time when it comes to Erika? Please and thank you. How she's feeling at this time when it comes to Erika Kirk? Oh, the Lover's showing up first. Wow. Okay. The Lover's at the first card. Very interesting. Gemini energy here. I think I mentioned the comparisons between their birth charts earlier. They both have their Jupiter placement in Gemini. They both have their Pluto placement in Scorpio as well. I think the major difference between the two of them is the Scorpio Sun, Taurus Sun dynamic, and the Aries Moon that Erika Kirk has, and the Aquarius Moon that Candace has. Very different, okay? They both have this power dynamic they like to have with that Pluto and Scorpio, but for two very different reasons. With that Aries Moon versus the Aquarius Moon. Very different reasons, okay? But you got the Lovers here showing up first, okay? That can talk about choices, making a decision, okay, based on your moral ground. Also an energy of like romance, of course, you know, the twin flame dynamic, a union being brought together by the divine, and not having to make a choice. The choice doesn't always have to be in love with the Lover's card coming here, but it is a choice 9 times out of 10, okay? Then you've got the Knight of Pentacles here. Stability, someone who's reliable, trustworthy. You know, when they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it, but it is very fucking slow moving. Very slow. It's not stopped or stagnant, but it does move slow and requires a lot of patience, or that's a person that has a lot of patience. Okay, now this is very loud, okay, as far as what we're reading about and what has already shown up. Candace is very gung-ho about what is the delay or what is going on or taking so long that you, again, as his wife, his lover here with the Lover's card, what is taking so long, but slow up on the process, the Knight of Pentacles, when it comes to this investigation of your own husband's passing. It's giving, why am I more invested in your husband's passing than you are? You know, at least from Candace's perspective, it's like she's viewing Erika as someone who's a bit more determined and focused on the growth and the money. Okay, because again, she became the successor of Turning Point USA pretty much immediately after Charlie passed away, right? She's been on this PR press run tour for the last couple of months. And it seems like there has been no update or insight from that team or that camp, at least from Candace's perspective, about what's going on as far as the investigation goes. So Candace really feels like Erika is kind of getting in the way or creating delays or stagnation when it comes to finding out what's going on with Charlie Kirk's death. And it's crazy too, because I believe maybe like a month or so ago, when she was on stage, Erika was on stage with Donald Trump, and she forgave the shooter, she forgave the killer, okay, but she has a problem with Candace Owens keeping her foot on these people's necks about what really happened behind the scenes or those days or weeks leading up to his passing. You forgave the killer, but you have a problem with Candace. It's like, okay. But let's see how she's feeling when it comes to Erika. 5 of Wands, yep. Competition, fighting, disagreements. This can also sometimes be like a physical fight, but drama, competition, you know, that's Leo energy here. She feels like Erika is very combative. She feels like Erika is very combative. And it doesn't have to literally make it true, but maybe this combative energy that she feels with Erika, or this drama, it's like slowing down the process or something. It's giving like she feels like Erika is connected to multiple people who are slowing down the process of really finding out what's going on with Charlie here, or what happened to Charlie. We know what happened, but who's behind it, the actual reason why, who, you know, how many moving player pieces are actually involved. Okay. The Fool. Yeah. Okay. What is this? Oops. Three of Cups. Yeah, like collusion, working together. You can't make this up. These three people look like siblings on this card. They almost look like triplets. So, and I was just going to say, like, Candace could feel like it's more than two people, maybe 3 to 5 people that know more information or that were really involved behind this. And she's never like outwardly come out and said, oh yeah, Erika has something to do with it. She's never said that. At least as far as I'm concerned, what I've seen from my own eyes, I've never heard her say that or seen her say that. That it was, oh, Erika did it, you know, or she even feels that way. I don't see that at all. It's more of like the people or the groups behind Erika, or maybe the people that Erika has cozied herself up next to since her husband's passing that could possibly allegedly have something to do with it, you know? Okay. Let's see, why is this here? How does she feel? The Hanged Man. Here we go again with the delay, stagnation, a pause, an energy of sacrifice as well, having to let something go. But the Hanged Man is change of perspective. It's like she's had an entire change of perspective with Erika, it looks like, and I don't think it in the most positive fashion. Again, I already said that she has like a lot more respect for Charlie than she ever had for Erika, okay? And she really feels like, yeah, you are hanging up the process. You are delaying the process, because the Hanged Man can be a bit of a pause, you know? Again, like I said before, stagnation. And then you have the Lovers here, the married couple. She could also feel like certain decisions that Erika is making or has made is what's stagnating or delaying this process. Okay, and I get it. Everybody grieves differently. But I don't, it's just weird. It's kind of weird. What is this, please? And Candace could also feel like, allegedly, that Erika could be trying to pull strings behind the scenes to kind of slow her down or stop her show or stagnate her money and her finances. Candace, okay? As far as I'm concerned, I believe Candace is like an independent production. She's an independent thing. Of course, I'm sure she gets sponsors and ads throughout her show. But it seems like Erika feels like there's a giant machine, like a record label, for example, right? Pushing her rhetoric or putting money behind her to keep spewing this rhetoric. And that's not true, allegedly. At least I don't see that here. The Moon and 4 of Cups. Wow. Okay, so I just told you, it's like Candace feels some type of way, or her perspective has changed of Erika, and not the best fashion, okay? The Moon here can be secrecy, things that are hidden, things you don't see clearly. And you've got, looks like another, like a couple, but like a dog here. 2 dogs. One looks like a female, the other one looks like a male. Same thing with the Lovers card. You got the man and the woman on this card. So there is some type of secrets in that relationship that Candace knows about. And you have the 4 of Cups here. That can be kind of like rejection or ignoring something, being ignorant to something. You know, I don't want to deal with this, I don't want to deal with that, blah, 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 right? It's like ignoring offers. That's why I said I feel like it was Erika's team that reached out to Candace to do this, to have this conversation or this private talk, you know? And I see that Candace here, she knows some stuff, again, that she's really holding on to, that she can't really say right now, that she wants to say, but she knows it wouldn't be the best idea to do so. A lot of secrets here. It's almost like, you know, she's biting her tongue on something specific here. I keep hearing the word like collusion or something. Why is this here? Ooh, can I get one more on this, please? Yeah, like hidden arguments, hidden disagreements. Okay, why is this here? 8 of Cups. Okay. I could be walking away from something or leaving something alone. You've got 7 of Pentacles, investing in something. Yeah, and I will say, though, I don't want to say like Candace has become almost like obsessed with it, but possibly in a way, you know, because she's just been hammering on this Charlie Kirk thing for a while, but it's not for no reason. There's a difference when you're hammering in on something and there's nothing to it. You're just doing it just to do it because you're bored or, again, for money and finances, but she's hammering in on this because there is something there. It's not for no reason because she feels like wasting her breath or wasting her time. You know, and you got the 8 of Cups showing up, walking away, leaving something alone, something that's not necessarily emotionally fulfilling you. Yeah, and I got that vibe before, like, ew, Charlie, like, maybe Erika maybe thought or assumed that they were an item behind the scenes, but with her, with Candace, it's like, oh God, no, like, I would never, or something like that. 8 of Cups and the 3 of Cups, like, I don't want nothing to do with that sneaky link, you know? I don't see that at all. Okay. Let me get 1 or 2 more on this, please. How is she feeling? Yeah, and it's kind of giving like Candace could feel or view Erika like, you just want me to walk away. You just want me to leave this alone because if I speak too much or say this, that, and the third, it's going to have people questioning you, looking at you different, and you don't want that, you know? We get 1 or 2 more on this, please, and thank you. 6 of Pentacles. Okay, that can mean generosity, giving back. Okay, helping somebody out, giving somebody some type of assistance or receiving assistance. Oh, that's why I feel like, again, Candace feels like there's some type of collusion here. As much as she's not gonna say it, that she could possibly, allegedly, entertainment purposes only, feel like Erika is in one way, shape, or form, kind of in a weird way involved. She's not gonna outright just say that. At least not yet. I don't think so. 6 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups. That is definitely giving like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You know, like, I'll help you, you help me. We all pitch in to make this work. Okay. Okay, what is this? The King of Swords. Okay, that technically would be Charlie because he was a Libra, King of Swords here. This can also be a judge, law enforcement as well, King or Queen of Swords, police, okay, a lawyer or a judge. I already said that. Someone who speaks the truth, very straightforward. Yeah, secrets behind this King of Swords with the Moon, 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. And again, I do feel like with Candace here, she could feel like, you know, hey, Erika, yeah, look, Queen of Wands, 8 of Wands, like, you used him or you used the come up or his help and his assistance. Maybe not all of his money, obviously, but, you know, his influence, his power, his just his connections. It's not that Erika wasn't connected before Charlie, but she definitely like kind of, yeah, she was in a different position when she got married to him. And then Candace could feel like, you know, you ate off of him, right? The King of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles to get you where you needed to be. Queen of Wands and the 8 of Wands to elevate or to completely like boost yourself up, to get yourself in a higher position, to be more sought after. Something to that degree. Okay. Can you get one more on this, please? Queen of Swords. Yeah, you can't make this up. King and Queen of Swords, so that's a match. Queen of Wands showing up again. The Hermit. Yeah, I do. There's also something here again. Law enforcement. With the King and Queen of Swords. And the Hangman. It's like, why aren't you speaking the truth or saying what needs to be said? Why aren't you being straight up and direct? And again, helping or giving assistance to the law enforcement people. Like, why are you just walking away or ignoring it? She could feel like that. Again, doesn't have to make it true, but she could really genuinely feel like that. You know, she could feel like she's really mean and like kind of nasty too. Erika with this Queen of Swords, like she could feel like she's kind of like a bitch. Again, it's giving like fake smiles and stuff like that, but again, the Hangman, she could really be viewing Erika as someone that's like you are picking and choosing what it is you want to say or how you want to help move forward this investigation, which is creating stagnancy. It's creating a problem. And this is all I keep getting from her. It has nothing to do with, you know, Erika personally. I don't see like any type of jealousy or envy here over her husband. You know, and you have the Four of Cups. It's like she's viewing Erika as someone who is literally ignoring, maybe just not wanting to talk to law enforcement here. Four of Cups is, again, like ignoring a phone call, ignoring a text, rejection. It's like, why are you rejecting getting the truth out there is what I'm getting from her, okay? Yeah, but I'm going to leave that there for her. And we're going to get into a different deck for Erika, okay? Again, just in case some of the same cards need to show up for her. Again, I have a grudge holder here. Ego, it's like, and I do feel like with Erika, that Scorpio stuff, man, that can be very, they will wait. A Scorpio will wait to get their get back, no matter how long it takes, with this grudge holder showing up here, okay? And it's so funny because you have Marrying for Money and Boss Daddy showing up on Erika's portion, right? And I do feel like I was getting this dirt digging energy from her where, you know, if there's anything out there about her that we can post or make a story about or create a narrative about so people are discouraged to listen to Candace, let's do it. But she's not really finding anything. There's not much out there is what I'm seeing. I had envy show up, romantic love affair come out. So she could have really genuinely felt like, you know, like, is there something going on between you and my husband? But there was like never any proof of that or anything. Because if you, again, my Charlie and Erika Kirk reading, he definitely, you know, had a thing for other women. He was not always faithful, allegedly, okay? And she really could feel like she's trying to build her name off of her and Charlie, but that doesn't make sense because she was already very popular before that. So that doesn't make sense. Yeah, Page of Swords showing up. And again, guys, when I'm pulling cards, I'm asking how is she viewing or how is she feeling in regards to Candace. How is she viewing Candace, okay? Page of Swords. Two of Cups. Here it goes again. Like, girl, she feels like she was on to her husband or something. Or maybe she felt like her husband wanted more with her. And look at it, you can't make it up. Knight of Cups. She really felt like that. Like, girl, and I don't see that on Candace's side at all. But I think that's kind of where it stems from, her discontentness for Candace. Page of Swords and the Two of Cups. This is also someone who's very investigative. They are very curious. They have a thirst for knowledge. They don't mind picking up a newspaper, picking up a book, reading through an article to find out information, you know? And you see this here with this Two of Cups. It's like with Erika is doing Candace, like you are keeping such a heavy magnifying glass on me and my husband, who has obviously now since passed away, but it's like, what are you getting out of that? Like, how much more information do you need is what I keep getting from her, from Erika. Yeah, and then you have the Eight of Cups at the bottom. Like, she just wants Candace to leave it alone, walk away, be satisfied with whatever the fuck she gets from the media like everybody else, and then just shut up and leave it alone. Okay, what is this? Two of Cups is like a friendship, a balanced harmony as well. Soulmate card. Let me see. The Strength card. Okay, and she views Candace as someone very confident as well. It's like you can't just send Candace a phone call or a text and tell her to shut up. Like, that's not gonna work. So she understands that Candace has she has a fucking backbone, essentially, and a very strong voice, and a lot of people that support her. And I think that's part of it too with Erika. And Erika's a very beautiful woman. So it's like, you're looking at another, very beautiful woman, but it's like, I think there was like this underlying disdain for her because, one, the skin color, I really hate to say that, and two, she felt like her husband had a thing for her. But it's like, God forbid you have a thing for another beautiful woman who is also very smart, very intelligent, very well spoken, very strong, and she's black. Oh, hell no. You know what I mean? That's what I keep getting from Erika. But she views Candace as someone who's very confident, very poised, very well put together with the strength card, and very confident with what she's saying. And it's giving like, I don't even know why I don't like you. It's kind of what I just got. It's like, I don't even know why I don't like you that much, Candace. Something like that. Okay, I hope that makes sense. 8 of Cups showing up again. Yeah, just walk away, leave it alone. And then with this Page of Swords, it's like, you just want the girl asking too many fucking questions to just shut up and walk away. It's not going to just work like that. Like, I feel like with Candace, like, you'd have to like get her in paperwork or send her some type of cease and desist for real to get her to stop or to get her to shut up, And like, you better be serious. Like, you can't just talk about it and threaten it. You got to just do it and then see what she does. But that's the thing too with Candace. Like, she's got the money to play in court too. She may not want to or have the time or patience for it, but she will. She can, I should say. What is this? Okay, you have the 9 of Wands showing up here. That could be someone who's a little intimidated or guarded. Maybe someone even who kind of like doesn't stop. It's like they don't give up. Erika wants her or is viewing her as somebody who should just leave it alone and walk away. But it's like, it's like she's so persistent. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the spider you can't kill or the itch you can't scratch, the fly that keeps buzzing around. You can hear it, but you can't see it, She views Candace as like this, like the wounded warrior, someone who just will get knocked down 9 times and then get up 10, And that, honestly, I feel that intimidates Erika a little bit. I do. That does intimidate her a little bit. Especially when her husband was alive, them being, good friends, Candace and Charlie. That intimidated her a little bit, Maybe not so much the little whores that, Charlie may have been dealing around with, but if he were to be involved or to have feelings, romantic feelings for someone like a Candace, that there is no competition. She could feel like, allegedly, And look, the Lovers. You had the Lovers show up for Candace as well. She could really feel like that. The Lovers card, again, Gemini energy, making a choice, making a decision. And that's another thing too that I feel like Erika kind of in a way secretly admires about Candace, but she's never going to say that out loud. It's like, I admire your strength. I admire the fact that the choices that you make come from a very strong moral ground and you stay 10 toes on it. Like, you don't let anybody move you. You're unwavering. And regardless of her stance publicly, Erika doesn't really respect that about her. But it's like, I respect it more if it weren't about me and my husband. You know what I'm saying? Because again, the stuff that Candace is talking about is putting a flashlight on Erika and the Turning Point USA people. And they can't have that. They don't want that. For whatever reason, again, I'm not saying that they're involved in anything, but they just don't want that, okay? 8 of Pentacles. Work, career, being very focused, very determined. And that's another thing too. Like, she's viewing Candace as someone who, again, will just not quit. Like, this is her job. This is her career. This is what she does for work and for money. Yes. And again, she's very diligent. She's very good at what she does. That's why she needs her to go away and stop. Because too much research, too much homework, all this digging you're doing, Candace, you're kind of hitting the nail on the head is what I'm getting. Allegedly entertainment purposes only. Okay? And they cannot afford that. For whatever reason. Again, Candace has never said Erika has something to do with it. I'm not saying Erika has something to do with Charlie passing. Nobody's saying that, but the way you're reacting to this is kind of making it look like, girl, what else are people supposed to think, you know? And you got the death card here showing up. And the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. I don't like that. A lot of secrets, a lot of things hidden here. We already saw her show up as the Queen of Wands as well. Again, she's got that Aries moon that takes a lot of precedent, okay, over how she operates. Then the Death card, Scorpio energy. Yeah, there is definitely something weird going on behind the scenes. There is. And she just wants to put an end to it. And Candace, it's like, if I could put an end to even her platform or how she makes money, I would do that. But it's giving Erika and her team, they need some type of narrative or something to put out there so people will doubt Candace. But they don't really have much to put out there that people will doubt her. With this screenshot, no evidence, see how it's completely blank? There's nothing out there, I feel like, about Candace that she hasn't already said about herself. Allegedly, okay? Six of Cups, yeah, trying to find stuff from the past, you know. And it's not to absolve Candace of anything, because I'm sure everybody's got a past, but I don't know. It just seems like trying to dig for something that's not there, or that Candace may have already spoken about before a long time ago. Because again, she's been very popular before Charlie Kirk, so it's like we knew Candace Owens before we knew Charlie Kirk. So, you know what I mean, guys? To say that she's building her name or building her business off of this is not true. I'm sorry. Six of Cups is memories as well, nostalgia. Oh, I see. Yeah, and it's like, Candace, if you keep going with this, it's like you may really like, or she could, at least Erika is doing it like this, she could really like unearth something like a little unsettling from the past here, is what I'm getting. Okay. This could also be a past relationship that Erika had, I feel like, that's totally outside of Charlie, that Candace knows about. That's very important here, is what I'm getting as well. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but it's important. Give me one more on this, please. Okay, Three of Wands, yeah. Moving on, moving forward, looking toward the future, doing business across state lines or overseas. Oof. I find it very interesting how Erika has kind of spoken in her stance and has taken some type of, I guess, allegiance verbally with Israel. Meanwhile, her husband, who just passed away, had his own little grievances and was questioning his own stance about Israel. But here she is, outwardly creating a verbal alliance with them. So very strange. Yeah, and it's giving, you know, she's viewing Candace as the lover that maybe Charlie always thought about or would see when he's out of state or traveling for work. Again, that doesn't have to necessarily be true, but that's just how Erika is viewing it, or how she feels. Like, I was the at-home wife, you were the on-the-road wife. And it's like, girl, you were thinking way too deep into that. I get it. I totally get it. But no, I don't see that at all. And let me see, what is this? The World and the King of Cups. Wow, yeah, see, so she knows that Candace feels very strongly about this. King of Cups, whether you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. This is someone who feels very strongly. They have a lot of feelings. That they may keep their feelings to themselves, but the thing with Candace is like she goes viral every time she says something. So she would rather Candace just shut the fuck up and be quiet, because otherwise things may get like again, the flashlight is pointing a little too much on Erika and the Turning Point people, and Erika doesn't like it. She can't afford it. She doesn't want that, essentially, okay? She knows that Candace felt very strongly. for Charlie. So how is this conversation going to go when they talk? How is this conversation going to go when they talk and communicate in person privately? How is this talk going to go? Queen of Cups, okay. Queen of Cups showing up here, and they keep coming up as a match. So it's like, girl, like, she really felt that way about Candace. Like, that she wanted her husband or her husband wanted her. I don't know, but I'm asking now, how's this conversation going to go? I do feel like a lot of like emotions are going to be exchanged. Okay, it's getting more so heated emotions, and this is Erika showing up as the Queen of Cups. And again, I do see that it was Erika is the one that reached out to try to like get Candace to do this conversation. Then you have the Justice card here, balance, equality, fairness, things being kind of played out on an even playing field, right? A lot of truth and honesty coming out of this conversation. And you look, King of Swords, open communication. Okay, so I feel like they're gonna exchange very genuine feelings and emotions between each other. And this is where a conversation could happen where, well, you know, I always thought or assumed my husband wanted to be with you, and that's not the case, blah, blah, blah. You know, stuff like that. They can kind of like iron out their grievances with one another. How is this conversation going to play out with the two of them? Seven of Wands. Okay. I see someone being very defensive, though. Eight of Wands. Yeah, they're definitely going to talk. But I see someone here being very defensive, and it's coming out underneath the Queen of Cups, so that would technically be Erika. So I see her getting a little defensive or not liking what Candace is going to say. Because again, Candace is very unwavering. She's, whether it's private, online, an interview, she's going to say how she feels. So it doesn't matter whether you're in person, in private, or not. Like, you have this defensiveness coming from this communication. So it's like, no, just because we're here in person, you thought I was going to change my thoughts or my stance? No. That's why I said I felt it might get very emotionally heated, you know? You see? Yeah, Three of Pentacles. Maybe how can we try to work together, bridge this gap? But I see one of them trying to work together and the other one doesn't. Yeah, Four of Swords. No, thank you. I see an offer here being made to kind of like work together, be on the same page. And I see one of them saying, no, no, thank you. Thanks, but no thanks. Again, it's not about the money. It's not about the connections. None of that. Candace doesn't want or need any of that is what I'm seeing, allegedly. Four of Swords. And yeah, and look, the Death card and ending. It's like, listen, thank you for the conversation. I appreciate you got your grievances out. I got my grievances out. We're not on the same playing field. So no. How is this conversation going to go? Please and thank you. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, again, I see an offer here being made monetarily. Like, this is maybe them possibly like trying to work on, or someone offering, let's work on a podcast deal. Let's work on an interview together. Let's do this. Let's bridge our camps together. But I feel like the other person is not going to be cool with that. Like, they don't want that. The Knight of Pentacles, very slow moving. It's an offer. It's reliable. It's stable. But again, with this Four of Swords, I see someone like rejecting it or saying, no, no, thank you. Let's put a rest. Let's put an end to this. Queen of Wands again showing up. Yeah, Queen of Wands in the Chariot. Yeah, I feel like this is Erika that wants to move forward with this. Because again, if it's about the money and the finances and building her empire and building her name, her brand, she will do it, even if it means bridging a gap with somebody like a Candace Owens. Because she knows the type of crowd and money and attention that Candace Owens brings. Very self-serving demeanor and attitude from Erika. I'm sorry, but... Yeah, you have the Temperance card. It showed up in the reverse. I don't really read reversals, but this is, again, trying to find balance and harmony and peace between one another. But again, I feel like one of them is a little too independent for that. Like, they don't want to be part of the structure that comes with Turning Point USA or nothing like that. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. King of Swords. The Truth. Yeah, and you have the Magician in reverse. It's like, if I can't be honest and tell the truth and do things how I've been doing it independently, I'm not going to manipulate the public. I'm not going to manipulate a story, this, that, and the third, and form it how you want me to form it just because you're offering me money or because you're Charlie Kirk's widow. I'm not doing it, is what I'm getting from Candace. Very heavily here. And again, she's got an Aquarius moon. So you've got all these king and queens of swords popping up. King of swords popping up again here. So I see them having the conversation, and it going well, but somebody is a lot more financially motivated than the other. 3 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Let's get together and build. You scratch my back, I scratch yours to build a massive empire. But the other one is not going to want to do it. She's not going to want to do it. But I do see them kind of like getting their grievances out of the way. At least, But I do see this Queen of Wands person with this Queen of Cups being very defensive about whatever the other person, okay, Candace, is going to say or talk about. But I see her really trying to like grit her teeth and just smile through it, smile and wave, so they can kind of get some type of deal done with Candace. But I don't see her taking this deal. Allegedly, okay? But I'm going to leave this reading here, you guys. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this and you guys were able to take something from this. If you guys don't mind, leave a like on the video, share if you care, subscribe. I would love to have y'all here, part of the family, okay? Leave a comment. I appreciate y'all so much for being here. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.